I mean, for any kid to run up front at a race this large, I mean, it could do a whole lot for their career, you know, in any way. I mean, there's so many brands that take a look at this event. There's manufacturers that take a look here. To get a win at an event like this is already huge, but there are a lot of eyes on this race too, and it creates a really cool opportunity for Briggs racers.
It really is, and it's at all levels too. You know, you've got your sportsmen that are stepping up to juniors, your juniors who are got their eye on senior, and then everyone who's at the top of the heap as well. You know, everyone is really visible. There's a lot of track time, so you really get to see a lot of conditions, you get to see a lot of activity, you get to see a lot of passing, and really get to see what people are made of.
This is probably the biggest race in America, probably in the whole world, to be honest with you, for 206, for 4-cycle racing.
Just gonna have to bleep out a lot of this. Sorry, Xander, for all the editing you're gonna have to do to this.
I am fast. I am speed. I am Lightning McQueen.
It's been an up and down weekend so far. Slow, fast, now slow in qualifying. So I'm gonna try and get out with the fast guys here. Ryan Sporowski, super fast. Doesn't have his beer manager, Darren Marcus, here, but doing really well this weekend. So it's great to have teammates. Joe DeBoover doing really well. Ryan's trying to get up front ahead of everybody, so I'm gonna put the cart down real quick. Here we go. So I'm gonna let my dad push that up.
Hey, what do you want to say to Card Chaser? Say it here real quick into this microphone.
Oh. No, I can't.
And it's changed so much from the clouds to the sun. It just, I think it caught us off guard a little bit, changing from the clouds.
Keep going down in tire pressure. Yeah. Going wide.
It doesn't really matter if it's gonna rain.
True, but still gotta qualify good, you know? Should be interesting.
Like I said, the race, I feel like I have a great race setup. It's just I can't go fast by myself. No, I don't know where I can find a half second. And then the only thing I can think of is draft.
I mean, the track here has gone from dry to wet to dry to wet. I mean, you know, these drivers have to be going crazy. How much do you enjoy watching it, and what do they need to, you know, do to come out and win?
Yeah, I mean, keep 4 wheels on the pavement as much as you possibly can. I mean, and it's even different shades of wet. You know, you had just kind of mildly damp, and then we had an absolute downpour. This track was as wet as I've ever seen any track in my travels. And I mean, these guys are just throwing up huge rooster tails of rainwater. It's great for the photography, but I'm sure it really drives the drivers nuts.
It's gonna be wet. Let's see who can master it. First heat races on the weekend. Group A, heat number 1. Brandon Jarczyk, Gary Lawson away to the early lead as Matt Winfrey tries to rip the outside. Lawson, your early leader by over a second now. Brandon Jarczyk trying to track him down. First heat race on the weekend. He is 2, maybe 3 kart lengths back from the Comet Kart Sales driver. Behind them, big time battle. Jake Donald leads a massive group for third. They are already more than 10 plus seconds back. It is a 2-horse race out front. It is all up to the 138 of Brandon Jarczyk if he can get there to challenge Lawson. He's 2 kart lengths away at times. At times it gets bigger. Right now though, no change for the gap back to third. Jake Donald's gotten a little away. He has not closed in on your leaders. Jarczyk trying to challenge, but Gary Lawson too strong. He is looking good, and Gary Lawson in the number 100 will take the first heat race win on the weekend. Heat 1, Group A to the veteran. First heat race of the weekend for Group B. Paulie Massimino from the pole will lead them down to the inside. Tristan Farber was on the outside. He's been shuffled back. It's given a little bit of a gap here to the number 08. And Colin Warren trying to close in. Big time send under the brakes. He is right there applying pressure. Massimino continues to lead. Both drivers a good ways up the field from the rest of the pack. Here comes Warren looking to challenge on the inside. Turn one, crossover move. Massimino back on by. The outside lane being preferred in the wet conditions, playing into Massimino's favor. Here comes Warren again. Inside slide job. Massimino will counter once again. And Massimino's going to drive him up. There goes Warren. He'll drop a tire in the mud. And Paulie Massimino retains the lead. Warren now back out in front. And Colin Warren, your Heat 1 Group B winner here in the wet. Track's gotten a little bit drier here. We're going to see slick tires for the first time all day. Gary Lawson, Brandon Jarzakrak, Heat 2, Group 1 underway. And Jarzakrak, your early race leader in the 138. Lawson's been shuffled back. It is Cole Nelson now leading the second pack. They are more than a second back, but the Invader driver starting to make up some ground as they fight behind him. Here's Lawson to make up a spot. He goes by on Matt Winfrey. He'll push him out, get clear for third. Cole Nelson has caught Brandon Jarzakrak. They are right there and ready to challenge. Cole Nelson, Gary Lawson, Corey Tolles, second, third, and fourth. Now 1, 2, and look at that. Lawson, a great pass on Tolles for the lead. They'll continue to battle. Lawson and Tolles first and second. Jarzakrak is third. Lawson slams the door shut there on Tolles. The rain is here though. Lawson sideways. Tolles is sideways. Jarzakrak skates through to the lead. And Brandon Jarzakrak now can watch them fight for second. They're side by side. Here comes Tolles. Final corner. Last lap. Heat 2. Across the line. Tolles will get it. But he's got a penalty coming from something earlier. Brandon Jarzakrak's going to get this heat race victory. Final heat race of the weekend. Colin Warren, Paulie Massimino, the front row. They're still on slicks. Rain not enough here to take them off that, and Massimino leads them here on the opening lap with Garrett Adams up into third. Adams, best run so far through the heats for him. He is right there in the mix. Same with Adrian Cruz. In fact, they've shuffled Massimino back. It's Colin Warren, Adams to the inside of him with Cruz, and they both go by. Adrian Cruz, your new leader here as they enter the horseshoe. Now can Garrett Adams and Cruz pull away? It doesn't look like it. Warren is still there. They've got more company coming as well. Here's Warren through to the lead. Cruz under fire. Adams able to slip back into third. Now Cruz and Adams again on Colin Warren. Adrian Cruz back to the lead. Look at the gap here on the final lap. Colin Warren, big time margin back to Cruz and company. They'll fight for second. Cruz followed by Ian Quinn, but Colin Warren sweeps his group's heat races. He'll start pole tomorrow. Before we can get to the main events here on Sunday for the Grand National Championships, we still have 10 more spots left on the grid to be filled. The rain came through once again overnight. It is a wet track for the last chance qualifier. The top 10 drivers will transfer back into today's main event. Which of these drivers will get that final invite to the big dance? Let's find out. We're underway for the LCQ in 206 Senior Medium. 1 or 2 around over in the first corner. Chris Carroll, one of the drivers involved. But up front, they are already starting to shake themselves out. Tristan Farber on the move early, up to third and digging for more. Trenton Fedrick leads lap number 1. The rest of the field on through. No major wrecks so far. Now, Tristan Farber to the lead in the 011 Cosmic. He started to pull away. The battle is for the final transfer spot. Edge of your top 10. It is still up for grabs. 2 abreast. All the way coming down to the final corner. Who will it be? Who gets the final few spots on in across the line? It is going to be tight. Cole Marr, final driver to transfer in. It's time to go main event racing. First final of the day, 206 Sportsman. Keelan Harvick from the pole leads them down to turn number 1. Faith and Saradpun, they're 3 wide there for second. They'll all get through. Keelan Harvick, Sportsman 206 Grand National Champion. He'll take the first big trophy on the day. Move right on ahead here to 206 Legends. It's the Crazy Old Men and Todd Barron to the lead around the outside. It's Tim Schutt from second off the bat. Todd Barron, 42 years from his last national title, will win the 206 Legends division at Newcastle. Now with 2 races in the books, the question is it time for slick tires? The majority of your front runners, including pole sitter Gary Lawson, electing to go wets. There's Jacob Duvall, Aaron Lloyd have been front runners all weekend long. We're underway down to turn number 1. Gary Lawson leads your field, and you can see the dry line already coming in. And Adam Maxwell, the first driver on slicks, he's making up a lot of ground as they go back and forth for the lead. Maxwell still can't get it done just yet, but he is close right there. Here he comes, Adam Maxwell to the lead in the 206 heavy division. Adam Maxwell's had an up and down weekend, but he is on top right now, looking for a major victory. No one in sight. Adam Maxwell on the AMAX Racing Evo kart scores the win in 206 heavy. Adam Maxwell just flipped the strategy on its head. Everybody rolled up to the grid with slick tires, but here comes the rain again. It is a frenzy down on the start-finish line straight away. Everyone going back and forth. Do you go back to the wets? Do you stay on the slicks you rolled up with? The senior light division still trying to decide which tire to go with, and it is a mixed bag once again. Brandon Jarzakrak there, wet tires. Corey Tolles outside front row. He's on slicks. The majority of the field look like they're on wets, and we're about to see who picked the right choice. Green flag, and Corey Tolles will get away to the lead into turn number 2. Rough start for Matt Winfrey. He got knocked off to the side of the racetrack, and the AM driver drops back. Is out front. Colin Warren, slide job attempt on Logan Adams. Adams will cross him over as they duel for the lead. Corey Tolles' slick tire strategy has him back. It is all rain tires up front. Adams, Warren, again into the scoreboard hairpin. This time, Jarzakrak. Crossover on both of them, and Brandon Jarzakrak to the lead. Big lead for the Precision Performance karting driver back to Colin Warren. No rain cover though. Jarzakrak's gonna lose that spot, and Colin Warren will win the senior light final with just a couple laps to go. 206 junior next up. Bacon Zelenka lining up to the outside of row number 1 to his inside. James Overbeck in the number 48 Nitro kart. And we're green. Juniors main event down to turn number 1. Zelenka going to get tagged in the left rear. He'll get knocked sideways off the racetrack and through the mud, but a good save for the 45. He'll be okay. James Overbeck, your early leader down to the first corner. Austin Jers is second. Spencer Conrad is third, but the number 48 is pulling away by a big time gap here in the junior main event. James Overbeck, your junior Grand National champion here in Newcastle. Heck of a farewell to the junior ranks. Final class before the main show, 206 Masters. Eric Fagan to the outside of row number 1. Michael Dittmer, the number 77, ready to get it on as well. We are back on slick tires. The rain has dropped off for just enough. There's Tim Shutt in the shot as well. And just 2 main events to go. Here comes the first of them. 206 Masters through turn 1. Dittmer gets away with the lead. Fagan gets by him now, and Eric Fagan will cross the line first, but post-race tech inspection gonna put Michael Dittmer to the win. Now just 1 race to go.
Main telling point that I found.
Well, I don't think
there's
15 laps.
Dry right over here in the middle of turn 1 and 2. There's a dry line.
It's like back here. I'm thinking slicks.
Wide front.
Slicks on a dry setup with a little wider front. And pretty much leave the rest of it because we just don't want to get bound down.
Yeah.
I don't want to put a caster in a car right now. So.
Is this sun supposed to stay out? I'll have to find.
For a
I'll have to go
little
look
bit,
at a
We're
radar.
about to have some more shade, and if we get a couple more sprinkles, we're going to stay right where we're at. This time we got the gear, hoods on, so it's just a matter of going slicks and going a little wider in the front.
It's not raining, but it's tricky whenever it gets in that in between kind of spot. If the lines keep moving around, and you're not really sure what's going to be the fastest line, and the challenge is figuring it out as you go. So it's definitely going to be tricky.
I don't know. The sun's peaking a little bit, probably the most it has all day, and I kind of wanted to, but I don't like the in-between, half dry, half wet. If it's going to be wet, stay wet. If it's going to be dry, stay dry. But the track looks like it's drying up a little bit. I mean, you got a lot of go-karts on the track, so maybe it'll be dry, maybe it won't, but we'll have to look at the track and then go from there.
Were you allowed to walk out there? I mean, I walked out there before and they were fine with it.
Probably
So.
not. We better stay here.
I walked out there before and they were fine. So I mean, I'm very tempted to go out there
Right.
and see who's going on what.
Field is set. We have gotten down to the top 50 206 senior drivers in the country. It's time to decide the Grand National Championship in 206 senior medium. We are back on slick tires for the final race of the day. This will be a good one.
We screwed up in light, and hopefully we can win medium.
Just got to drive to the front, be smart, be patient.
I don't know, it's still a crapshoot though with where the track's at. It was multiple seconds off in the last session, so got a little extra grip in it, and hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me.
We've been missing it a little bit in the dry, so hopefully we could just stay and keep up with those guys and have a good race.
Oh yeah, plenty of grip, man. Plenty of grip, track's dry. It's perfect setting for medium, right?
All 50 drivers are making their way down the front straightaway. Here we go, 206 senior medium. Colin Warren, Brandon Jarczyk, the front row. We're green down to turn number 1. Good start for the inside lane. Everybody will make it through cleanly inside your top 7. One driver got tagged way off the racetrack over in turn number 2, but everyone else clean and away, and Brandon Jarczyk leads them through the scoreboard hairpin. We're halfway through lap number 1, a 7 or 8 driver train up front down to 6. It is Jarczyk, Warren, Gary Lawson is there in 3rd, and more behind them with Adrian Cruz, P4. Jarczyk and Warren starting to break away just a little bit. Gary Lawson a couple kart lengths back, all chasing the Shillington, Pennsylvania native. Brandon Jarczyk should have gotten that senior light win, was out in front by a country mile earlier, and then without the air filter cover, when the rain came, he ended up dropping all the way back to 4th in a matter of 4 laps. Now, Redemption up in the air for the 138 machine. Colin Warren right behind him still, and they are packed up close. It will not be easy, but it has all been the orange and black machine leading the way. Warren cruises up to 3rd. Adrian Cruz, your new leader. Colin Warren is 2nd. Cole Nelson is 3rd. They put Jarczyk back to 4th, and now Adrian Cruz from Dallas, Texas is looking pretty good out in front. And the Cruz Racing Development family operation, them and Colin Warren with actually a good margin now, as Ian Quinn has cracked the top 5. He's right behind Cole Nelson. Jarczyk is 6th. They're all trying to push Gary Lawson in 3rd. Cole Nelson trying to fend off charges from Quinn. They have lost touch with Gary Lawson. Quinn hip checks him in the cell tower. Jarczyk gets on through on both of them. And now Cole Nelson's going to get eaten up a little bit by the wolves behind him as James Michael Sullivan gets into the top 5. Quinn is right there on Jarczyk, and Sullivan now is going to try and lead Cole Nelson back up to Ian Quinn. He's gotten there. So this is for 5th, 6th, and 7th. Sullivan right there on Ian Quinn with Cole Nelson in tow. But out front, Adrian Cruz and Colin Warren, they've put nearly 2 seconds on the field. It is a big-time gap, but now with 2 to go, Cruz already starting to throw some blocks. That'll tremendously slow them down, and now Warren, he has to go. He's through to the lead. Cruz trying to cross him over. Here comes Gary Lawson. Brandon Jarczyk will join the party as well. 4 drivers coming to the white flag this time. It'll be an all-out fight, and Cruz gets shuffled back to 3rd. Here comes Lawson around the outside. Gary Lawson to the lead at the white flag. Warren back to 2nd. Jarczyk is still 3rd. And they're all trying to find a way back up to the 100. He's got himself 4 car lengths to work with here on the final circuit. Gary Lawson under heavy pressure now into the scoreboard. He'll block the inside. Warren finds a hole. He'll cross him over. Jarczyk now to the outside lane. They're 2 abreast. Going to the final turn. Down the front stretch. Still 2 by 2. Warren, Lawson at the line. Colin Warren by 14 thousandths of a second wins the Grand National Championship. Man, that was sensational. Colin Warren, double Grand National Champion on the day.
We had like a 10 kart length gap, and that closed up in a lap. So, at that point, I had to just kind of go past them. I had no choice. So.
Yeah, I just defended way too early, and they got me.
That's all. I mean, I was driving by him, and then all of a sudden he got a boost, and looked back, and Brandon chose to help him win the race because obviously he's got a problem.
I wish I could have positioned myself a little bit better in the beginning. I did a little bit better with gearing, but I didn't, and that's what it was. Finished 3rd.
You know, and then, wet and dry and wet and dry. It's just a crazy weekend.
Oh, shit. Brandon's going to jump in.
I was already photobombing if he was doing it.
Of course you were.
Well, that was about as wild as they come, man. Talk me through the final.
I mean, light was just Brandon. They didn't get their, or I think they may have gotten on or not, but their air filter got filled with water, so he was fast, and air filter just made him fall off pretty fast in the last few laps. Medium, though, that was just quite the race. The guy in front of me, I think his name is Adrian Cruz, maybe, or something. I think that's his name. Sorry if I got that wrong. He started blocking with 2 laps to go, and in my head, I'm just like, what are you doing? Like, you can't be doing that in 4-cycle, and a 2-second gap became nothing in 1 lap. So I had to pass him, and he ended up going back from there. But the final lap in medium was very crazy with Brandon and Gary. It was quite the battle, and coming across the line, luckily I got chose as the favorite there and got a bump from behind from Brandon, and that pushed me just barely ahead.
Awesome. Congrats, man.
Yep, thank you.
All right, that is a wrap. 404 entries here at the Cup Karts North American Grand Nationals number 5, but the pit pass is off. We're done. Thank you, of course, to Briggs and Stratton for partnering with us, getting us out here to Newcastle Motorsports Park once again. And we're back at it. Racing season is in full championship swing. 2 weeks' time, we're at the U.S. Pro Kart Series event in Mooresville, North Carolina to crown some more national champions. Until then, folks, we will see you guys around.
Hey, you ever seen them car chaser videos?
Yeah.
They suck.
That's not very nice.
I'm just kidding. Love them.